What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm not going to have the time to take off and make a video like I usually do, but I wanted to bring you guys something really cool that we've actually got here on the lot right now. Now, for those of you that don't already know what this is a Jeep Gladiator Willys edition. It's not just a sticker package that comes on a Sport, you actually get quite a bit more. Now, they actually make the Wrangler and the Gladiator with the Willys trim level available, and a lot of people are going to say in the comments that you're supposed to pronounce it as Willys. That may be true, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to call it Willys because that's what I've called it for many years in the past, and many other people have as well. But going beyond that, a lot of the key features that you get on this Willys package are more of an appearance package than anything, but they do have some features that add quite a bit of function. Now, just to start on some of the appearance features you're going to see on the outside, of course, you've got the classic four-wheel drive sticker right there that comes on all the Willys. Another thing that you're going to notice is going to be the color match fender flares. Now, these color match fender flares are more like the fender flares on the Sahara. They are not the Highline like the Rubicon fender flares, but nevertheless they are color matched, so it looks quite a bit better. Another thing you're going to notice here on the side is going to be the rock slider, so you have a little bit of extra protection. Now, for the wheels, this is a 17-inch blacked out wheel that only comes on the Willys models, so that's a pretty cool feature about these. You've also got the 32-inch BF Goodrich KM2 aggressive mud terrain tires, which definitely help the look on this thing. They're pretty aggressive, and I've ran the KM2s in the past, and I've absolutely loved them. They feel great on the road and they feel great off-road. They do really well and grip up in just about any condition. Another thing worth mentioning is going to be the suspension. So you actually get the shocks from the Rubicon on the Willys models. Now, I will say for the standard Wrangler, it's pretty easy to tell because they've got the red shocks on the Rubicons and the Willys. And if you get a Sport, a Sahara, anything like that, they're not red, so you can tell those pretty easily. On the Gladiator, best I could remember, I thought that all of the Gladiator Rubicons came with factory Fox shocks. I could be wrong. I know the Mojaves come with Fox shocks as well, and so do the Rubicon 392s. But for the Willys Gladiator, it does have the red shocks on the back, so they're not Fox shocks, but I do still believe these are going to be Rubicon ride height. I could be wrong, so if any of you know, let me know below, but I know these are definitely different than the standard Sport shocks. Now, moving on to the front up here, we do have the Willys badge, the iconic badge on the hood right there, and it's just like a sticker, much like the others. Another thing the Willys package comes with is the gloss black front grille. That is something that definitely makes it stand out whenever it's going down the road. And then you also get the upgraded front bumper. So that's something like you'd see on the Sahara, the high altitude, the altitude edition. And it's got the blacked out bezels right there as well. So it's a little bit of a different look and you don't get that standard Sport bumper. Now, of course, as you can tell, this one does have the soft top, and not only does it have the soft top, it has the soft camper shell on the back as well, which is a really cool look on this Willys Gladiator. I really like the way that the materials actually match. Usually whenever you add a camper shell on the back, the materials are not going to match, especially for a soft top. Now, depending on if you have the premium top or if you have the standard top like this right here, that will make a little bit of a difference in the texture and the actual density of the top itself. But many of you already know just how easy it is to operate the soft tops on the Gladiators. Now, it's pretty much the same for the front section as the JLs, so it's extremely easy to open up. You just simply pull your visor down, pull that latch, and you do that on both sides. Once you've done that, you can just throw it back. And then you can step outside right here, and all you do is you just push this down and you've got your top open. Now, with the soft top, it actually gives you quite a bit more space than the Freedom panels do on the hard top. You can see even the passengers are going to be opened up right there in the very back. You get a lot of the appearance you like on the outside, but you don't have to pay for all those crazy features on the inside. If you think back to my Rubicon 392, I had to get it with pretty much every single option you can get on a Wrangler, and I did not want to do that. If I had my choice, I would have equipped it the exact way this one is right here. This one actually has the manual roll-up windows, so you'll see right here, you've got to manually raise and lower the window, which I think is really cool for a Jeep. You've also got manual locks. So on your key right here, you don't have any buttons. It's just a key. It's a real key, which whenever you're just having a key, I think this fob is a bit ridiculous. I do wish they would change that out, especially if you're just going to be using it for the actual key itself. But it is still push to start, so you don't have to have the key inserted. You simply just push to start, which is the weirdest thing whenever you don't even have the power locks, power windows, or anything like that. Now, moving beyond that, the screen in this unit, I believe, is still called the Uconnect 3. It's the absolute smallest screen you can possibly get. You don't have Android Auto, you don't have Apple CarPlay, you don't have anything. You've got a compass and you've got Sirius XM and Bluetooth. So it'll get you by, but more times than not, whenever you're building an overland vehicle or an off-road oriented vehicle, you'll set up some accessory monitors. That way you can see your exact location for GPS. It makes it quite a bit easier if you are going on some uncharted trails, simply because a lot of the maps that you use for Google Maps or anything like that, unless you're using Onyx Off-Road, they just don't map the trails that you're going to be going on quite as accurate as a lot of the aftermarket solutions do. Now, another great thing about the Willys Gladiator, it does come with the Dana 44's front and rear. Those are the 3rd gen HD wide tracks. So you're getting a great robust axle for normal tire sizes, all the way up to 37s. They're pretty darn reliable and it's pretty hard to beat. Aside from that, this also has the 373 gears. Now, in my personal opinion, I would prefer to get the max tow package with the extra cooling system, as well as having the 14 gear ratio. That would actually increase your towing capabilities, I believe, up to 7,000 pounds. So you could really start to use this thing as a truck. But the way it sits, I believe it's still right around 5,000 pounds of towing capabilities. So compared to your standard Wrangler, that's still at least 2,000 pounds above that, which is pretty good. Now, as you can see right here, this does have the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it does have your standard transfer case here. So it doesn't have any part-time 4-wheel drive or automatic 4-wheel drive, which is something you kind of run into in the Overland models or the Mojave for the Gladiator itself, much like the Rubicon 392 has, or the Saharas. Some of the Sahara models for the Wranglers, they have that as well, and I've even seen it in the Moab. So if you want to have a partial 4-wheel drive or a part-time 4-wheel drive, you won't be able to get that in the Willys, but I would definitely prefer to have just the 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, and 4-wheel low. I don't know what more you need than that. Now, of course, like I already said, this does have the 8-speed automatic transmission that we all already know and love, but you can get it with a manual transmission as well, which is pretty cool. And for the actual power plant in this machine, it has a 3.6 liter V6. Now, just to show you guys another variation of the Willys you can definitely get if you want to step up a little bit, this one is pretty much equipped the way that you'd really want if you want all the cool features. This one does have the LED light group from the factory, and it's also got the upgraded rock sliders from Mopar. You can see he's actually bedlined the entire roof right here, which makes it quite a bit more rugged and looks pretty cool. This one also has the Mopar bed cover on it. Of course, just starting off, you do have the power windows, power locks, which makes it a bit more convenient. And then for the actual screen in here, we've got the 8.4-inch screen, which is quite a bit nicer if you're wanting a little bit of that technology. You've also got the heated seats right there and the digital gauge cluster, which is quite a bit bigger. As for the 4-wheel drive and the transmission, they are the exact same as what we just saw before, but the interior is set up quite a bit differently. And I almost completely forgot to mention that these Willys do come equipped with the anti-spin rear end, so it's not necessarily a locker, but in a tough situation, it can definitely help out. And if you guys do want to see some content on the Bronco, this is actually the Bronco Wild Track. Wouldn't mind at all to show you guys what this is all about. Now, getting back into the more base level Willys Gladiator, you guys can see here the coolest part about this machine is the actual price. You can see the total MSRP at $41,330. Now, for a Gladiator in general, that is an extremely aggressive price, and I can 100% say without a shadow of a doubt, you can buy these at or below MSRP, which in times like today is pretty impressive. These Gladiators are not actually easy to find the way this one is equipped. A lot of times it would be easier to do a special order to get one, but they are out there and you can definitely find them. And if you guys are interested in this soft top, which is pretty cool, it is a soft topper and they're out of Boulder, Colorado. So if you want to go check them out, there'll be a link down in the description below. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.